Welcome to The Mind, the Cure Protocol for July 31st, 2026. We begin with what changed, not merely what was announced. One movement in this path has already reached care. The rest are research signals that could open the next path, but each still needs proof. We will start close to real people, then trace the evidence back to the targets and questions that matter next. This protocol is a living loop. People bring the questions that matter. Direct evidence changes the map. The source ledger remembers what we have already seen and checks the original date before calling it new. Every signal ends with one practical next action, the experiment, validation, collaboration, or care decision that could move it closer to real benefit. scGPT announced that the FDA-Approved PI3K/AKT/mTOR pathway inhibitor REVTORPYK, gedatolisib, has been added to NCCN guidelines as a preferred Category 1 regimen, in combination with fulvestrant with or without palbociclib, for second-line or later treatment of HR plus HER2, locally advanced or metastatic breast cancer without a PIK3CA mutation. For people within the stated indication, this is now a regulated care option. Treatment decisions still belong with patients and clinicians. Approval establishes regulatory status for the stated indication, not proof of superiority or the right choice for every person. Next, what real-world uptake, safety, and outcomes within the approved indication? Researchers analysing 64,809 UK Biobank participants found that exposure to Britain's post-war sugar rationing during the first 1,000 days of life was associated with lower later-life incidence of aging-related disease and a 19% reduction in all-cause mortality, with mediation evidence linking much of the survival benefit to slower biological aging. The result underscores the larger AI-era shift toward treating disease as an engineering problem. Once large-scale longitudinal data can resolve how early life exposures alter aging trajectories, intelligence inversion becomes possible, moving from guessing causes to identifying the controllable levers that shape lifelong health. If this holds up, it could give researchers a clearer target for the next experiment, validation step, or collaboration. The useful part is a clearer target, not a finished solution. Independent evidence still has to do the hard work. The next question is whether independent evidence confirms the finding and shows a responsible path toward real-world use. Researchers reporting in Nature Medicine introduced PRISM-2, a multimodal pathology foundation model trained on 2.3 million whole slide images and 14 million report-derived question-answer pairs from 700,000 pathology reports, designed to align histomorphology with diagnostic reasoning through clinical dialogue supervision. If confirmed, this could help clinicians see disease signals more clearly and focus the next decision. The useful part is precision, not magic. A clever sensor still has to prove it helps a real clinic make a better decision. Next, show in independent studies that the measurement improves a real clinical decision. Researchers publishing in PLOS Computational Biology introduced GFCAB, a modified Geneformer-based framework for single-cell transcriptomics, to better match the rank-ordered structure of gene expression data and to test how model scale affects predictive diversity. Their results suggest that larger pre-training can improve biological forecasting, but more importantly that the value of AI here is not generic pattern matching, it is building a representation layer for cellular state, a step toward treating disease as an engineering problem in which interventions can be designed from learned gene structure rather than inferred manually. If this holds up, it could give researchers a clearer target for the next experiment, validation step, or collaboration. The useful part is a clearer target, not a finished solution. Independent evidence still has to do the hard work. The next question is whether independent evidence confirms the finding and shows a responsible path toward real-world use. The practical read is simple. These are signals, not promises. But each one is a concrete target that researchers, clinicians, engineers, funders, and the people most affected can connect to a next step. Keeping the evidence visible is how the cure protocol stays current without pretending the work is finished.